Well, Leah, so you dressed for the day, a very black day in Newcastle United's history.
Definitely, you know, it's come to what nobody wanted Kevin Keegan to resign yesterday. I think we don't normally speak for the fans, but I think we are speaking for the fans today, because if I were a Newcastle United fan that's happy that Keegan's gone, then I'd be extremely surprised.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Chronicle is a big supporter of Newcastle United, but we're never afraid to have a go when we think it's necessary, when we think we're in the wrong. And we certainly must think we're in the wrong. You know, we've got get out of the headline today, get out of tune. You know, and it goes on and on. Made before us, keep to go, black day for United. A super piece from the editor, a comment piece there, very fair. The editor keeps telling us it's a season ticket holder. Yeah, season ticket holder there. You know, gone to back. Final straw. Shearer's not in the running. You know, I've written that story. I mean, you know, I travelled down on the train with her on Saturday to London, and his passion for the club's so much in evidence. But you know, I don't think he'll come back while these people are running this football club. Turning inside, you've got it wrong, Mike. Comment by Alan Oliver. That's me off his Christmas card list. Blog on the Time, 30,000 people read your blog, Lee. I know it's the most popular individual blog in Trinity Mirror. It must be off the map, is it? Well,
it's been melted down the last few days. I mean, the 30,000 is actually just since the transfer deadline day. So yes, you know, I mean, 30,000 is a staggering amount of people to have a look at it. And you know, there's been so many comments, and you know, we've tried to print them all, but most of them are saying the same thing. You know, you know, in disarray about Kevin Keegan, you know, resigning or potentially resigning up until yesterday, and you know, now he's gone. You know, it's just the comments just keep coming. You know, and we're happy to receive them. So
you know, I've covered this football club now for 29 years, and I've never seen the fans as angry as they are at the moment. You know, I think Mike actually had a choice between Kevin Keegan and Dennis Wise, and he's chose Dennis Wise, and he's made the wrong choice. You know, I want to send Kevin a text. You know, I think people saying that he's finishing football, I don't believe that. I've seen him. You know, I remember the day at Arsenal when it was his first away game, and he came back and he looked around the Emirates, he stood at the dugout, and I could just see, this is what I've been missing, because you know what I think of the Emirates, fantastic. And he said, this is what I've been missing while I've been in the soccer circus, and it's right. So I mean, you know, where do we go from here? I mean, you know, once the dust settles, Lee, the bottom line is Newcastle United's got a squad of players that aren't good enough. Sorry, the strength of the squad, the depth, is not good enough for the rigours of the Premier League, in my opinion. And now that Keegan's gone, I think Newcastle face a relegation fight.
Well, I'd find it hard to disagree with that. You know, I mean, it's a good job we got 4 points from Kevin Keegan. 36 more, until we've got 36 more points, then you know, I won't be able to rest easy. I think it's going to be a big mission to get these 36 points. You know. I don't know who's going to come in. I mean, that's the big thing. But what I will say is that whoever does come in is likely to be a continental style manager who's prepared to work under the restraints of Dennis Wise. And
well, he won't be a manager. You're right. He'll be a coach. Yeah, funny enough, I don't know whether I've underplayed this, but you know, we've had a few calls about Zico.
Nick Martin.
Yeah.
Is he in for the job? Is he?
Yeah. Well, could do worse. He's actually back in for boys. I don't know whether I've underplayed that story. I cannot see it happen. But you know, he's got to try and get a big name, and Zico is a big name. Well, in Norway, yeah.
Letters, really, isn't it?
But I mean, you know more about football overseas than I do. Do you know much about Zico?
Well, I mean, he was managing in Turkey, you know, which you know, while a lot of people don't regard that as a big league, I think the quality is pretty good. But I think in terms of fanatical support, you know, you don't get much more fanatical than the two main Istanbul clubs, obviously.
Fenerbahce, wasn't it?
Fenerbahce, absolutely. Their support's absolutely wild. So I mean, in terms of like living with the fanatical support, yeah, you can obviously do that.
Could you handle the journalists? I think, did you say before he doesn't speak English?
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think he did. I'm sure he spoke through a translator when we played Fenerbahce a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah. Well, we had those Yardilis there. He was here for 2 years. I never understood a word he said. So.
But Nobby as well. So.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, the next week, Newcastle's got to get back to playing. I cannot say I've ever agreed with boycotts of clubs, but I don't doubt there'll be a lot of fans stay away against Hull City. There'll be a lot of fans who will go to Newcastle regardless because of that's their team. That you can see both points of view. Just these are sad days. Unfortunately, the people that are suffering most are the Newcastle United fans, and I've just got to hope things get better for them.